One.
Hi guys, this is Manni Chopra here at the Titans Coffee Morning, and I've got here with me Oliver McLoughlin. Hi Oliver.
Hello.
Thank you so much for giving up your time this morning. And Oliver is a very, very experienced HMO investor. He's been running HMOs for the last 15 years, and there's nothing he hasn't done within HMOs. So whether you're looking at sui generis, large HMOs, Article 4 areas, HMOs, obviously the regular PD ones as well. So firstly, thank you for sharing your story and your journey with us.
Yes, thank you for inviting me.
And so it's just here where we are. A lot of people are looking at HMOs as their strategy because, as you mentioned earlier in your talk, buy-to-lets just don't stack anymore. Yields are very low. What sort of tips would you give to someone who's looking to start off in the HMO market and is looking at, where do you invest? How do you secure lending? Everything is kind of tougher than it has been for the last, pre-COVID days. What sort of tips would you give them?
I suppose it's the cliche that you make your money when you buy. So you've really got to be particular on what you buy, especially if you can only afford to buy one. So if you can only afford to buy one, you can't really afford to get it wrong. So try and buy below market value. Try and make it work for a HMO as much as possible. Do the designs and make it work, because the most you can get out of that property, the more money you'll get in the end value.
And guys, we know it's possible because I know you've done a lot of the HMOs, not recently, but maybe in the earlier part of the journey, where you just did the internal configuration and you managed to get 5, 6, 7, larger HMOs as well with just internal configurations.
Yeah, I mean, that's still the case now as well. So although we do bigger projects now, we do bigger extensions, like that now, we still do a lot of just internal reconfiguration. A lot of times people think to get more rooms out of a property, you've got to go and put them a lot. You've got to do huge extensions out the back or whatever. But you don't need to do any of that. You just need to be smarter and think differently. Imagine getting a layout and just removing all the walls and think how you would do it from scratch. Try to aim for as many en suites as you can, and if you can get a couple of kitchenettes in there, great.
And just one more thing, in your HMOs, do you tend to have just one kitchen, open plan kitchen, living, dining area, or do you have another separate sort of communal area for living space, or how?
So the way I do mine, and I speak to other people, and they sometimes do it differently, but I try and make the rooms a really good size, or a usable the room to be a usable space. The communal spaces aren't always huge in mine, because the thing is, if you give up that, then you give up some rooms, and you lose quite a bit of the rent. And most of the time, tenants spend their time in their rooms anyway. So if you make that into a usable space, if you can, even fit a sofa or something like that, or a table and chairs in the rooms, and even better. But make that into a place where they feel safe and secure and happy, and then you don't need to go so much into it.
I think I could definitely vouch for that as well. In some of my HMOs as well, where we've given larger communal areas, they don't tend to get used, and their tenants tend to spend time more in their room. So I think you're right. Make that, invest maximum money in that, whether you're adding kitchenettes, storage, space for a desk and a chair for when they're working from home. So I think, and again, what I really found really good with Oliver's talk is he started at the age of 16, straight out of school, and he's built up this empire of business, and he has done it with not very much education or courses, and it's just self-taught.
Yeah, ultimately, the thing is, you've got to be confident, right? So I've made quite a few mistakes, especially at the start, and you learn from it, right? But if you come to places like this, you speak to people, then you don't need to learn from those mistakes.
And yes, of course, I think education is vital, and I'm not saying in any way there isn't. But one thing what I also found is where people are looking to start something, they're overthinking it. And this is the one thing that came across your talk is just do it. Okay, if it's in an Article 4, yes, get some advance indication of what the policies are in the area, what's possibly going to stop you from getting the Article 4. Know your subject, engage the experts, but then after that, at that point, do not overthink it. And that's what I found with people.
Well, at some point, you've got to make that decision, and you've got to be confident with that decision. You can't just sit on the fence, because then you'll never do it.
So future plans wise, is it still going to be for more HMOs, larger HMOs, just more challenging stuff, or what are your plans?
Yeah, I mean, we've got about 10 projects on at the moment, so we're going to concentrate
That
on
is
those.
a lot.
But yeah, keep buying, keep doing what we're doing.
Keep looking and keep finding those deals.
That's it. You know, I like to do kind of unusual things. So it's sort of bigger the place, the more opportunity that you've got to do that as well. So trying to concentrate on the bigger places. But yeah.
In a nutshell, guys, JFDI, go and look it up if you don't know what that means. Oliver, thank you so much for your time, and thank you for watching.
Great. Thanks.